Hello everyone, Doug King here, Chapter 12 Current Event Video. This week I chose to do mine on the topic of the Quick Response Team, or QRT for short. This particular one was out of Coleraine Township, which is near Cincinnati. They have a team there with a social worker named Shanna Merrick, and what they do is anytime that they have an overdose in Coleraine Township where Narcan was used, they assemble this team one day a week on Wednesdays. It's comprised of a police officer, a paramedic, and Shanna Merrick, who is a substance abuse counselor. And what they do is they go out to any call where Narcan was used, and they try to talk to people that were using these substances that were overdosing, and they try to talk them into getting treatment and talk to them about their treatment options and talk to family members. We have a very similar program in Akron. I actually wonder if they took it directly from Coleraine Township or this is a national program, because our program is almost identical to this. We've been doing it for probably about 6 to 8 months now. Last summer, Akron was in the national news for the amount of overdoses we were getting. We had a lot of carfentanil that was being mixed with our heroin in Akron, and I believe it was last July we made national news, and we thought it was just going to be kind of a one-day thing, but it kind of continued where July all the way through the fall into that summer and into the fall, we were going on 20 to 30 overdoses a day within the city of Akron where Narcan was being used. And that kind of continued for some time. So we were trying to look for a way to cope with this. How are we going to reduce these overdoses? How are we going to utilize our resources to do that? So one of the things that they came up with in Akron was this quick response team. And our response team is very similar to the structure that they use in Coleraine Township. It's comprised of one police officer, one paramedic from the fire department that receives some specialty training in addiction and drug addiction, and a counselor that specializes in substance abuse issues. And what they do is they go out and they knock on doors where we had overdoses within the last week. And our team also does it once a week on Thursdays. With the Coleraine Township, they said in what I was reading that they had 80% of the home visits resulted in treatment, which is really incredible. And I'm wondering if they mean 80% of contacts, because I'll tell you the issue that we ran into in Akron. The number one issue is a lot of our overdoses were coming at public places. So you have somebody overdose in the bathroom at a Burger King, or the bathroom at a gas station, or parked in a car in a parking lot. They're coming from other communities. They might not live inside of the city of Akron. They came into the city of Akron to buy their heroin. They overdosed while they were in Akron, but they might not live there. And another issue we have is a lot of homeless people and transient people that are kind of in and out of addresses. So one thing that we found is a very, very large percentage of the people that we had that were overdosing, we were just unable to track them down after the call. So we went back and tried to look for addresses, tried to get good information, and we're not getting good information from these people. So there was a large portion that we were not even able to reach at all because of the location where they overdosed, or just we weren't able to get good information. The next thing that we found is 8 out of 10 or so weren't even answering the door when we did have a good address. So we'd go out to an address where we knew that somebody had overdosed, or where we knew that the person had lived, and they weren't even getting an answer at the door at all. Some of that, we believe, had to do with the time that they were going out. They were initially going out pretty early in the morning, and we realized that a lot of those people that are probably drug addicts might not be up at that hour, at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, so they pushed it back into the afternoon. And I think they did have some better success with that, with actually getting some people to answer the door. But even when people did answer the door, we had a very low success rate with getting people into treatment. And so it's very surprising to me to hear that Coleraine Township has been getting an 80% of people into treatment. If that's true, then maybe we in Akron need to look into what they're doing that's different from what we're doing and why we're getting such poor results with this. We have gotten some people into treatment. I don't want to make it sound like it's been completely unsuccessful. We have gotten some people into treatment, and we have seen a big reduction in the amount of overdoses we're going on in the city of Akron. Part of that was due to the carfentanil that's been taken off the street. They've made Akron Police Department has been working very hard to get a lot of these carfentanil dealers arrested and get them charged, and that has made a big impact. We're still running on about 20 to 30 overdoses a week, which is much better than 20 to 30 a day. So maybe there's something we can learn from Colerain Township with this treatment program. How can we help people get into treatment? How can we reduce the amount of overdose calls that we're going on in the city of Akron? Let me know if you guys have anything like this on your departments, and if so, what's your success rate been with it? How's it working out for you guys? I'm curious to hear, because I was shocked to hear that they're getting 80% of the people into treatment. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.